Welcome to High Oracles Reiki Spiritual Healing Channel. And today is a client edition, and this client has asked me to withhold her name. And this is a very important type of cleanse. So I want you guys to make sure that you're listening so that you can understand when you're dealing with generational curses, what it's going to take. It's going to, take mind, body, and soul, concentration, connection to God. Connection to God being the most important thing. So this client, we were able to investigate, that the patterns that she were going through were not only consistent with what her mother was going through in her marriage, but it was also consistent with what her grandmother was going through with her health. So when you're going through these patterns and cycles, then you have to be able to see what has been happening in the past. Okay, so we sort of have to do, do a Matlock. We have to do a Perry Mason in order to track these types of, things down. And luckily, there were people in this client's family that said that this person, died of or was unalive, passed from a heart attack. And the mother, she passed also, from a stroke. So these are the types of things that we need to know when we're dealing with generational curses. So this client has been having problems. She reached out to me. We've been working on this case about a good month. And she's been having problems where she all of a sudden, just drops off to sleep in mid-sentence. She's feeling very tired. There's fluid around her heart. And, she caught one of my videos and reached out to me. And, I am grateful that, she felt comfortable enough to let me know that I was talking about her. And, we first did an internal cleanse. And when we did the internal cleanse, there was a lot of gas. There was a lot of gas. There's a lot of poison that we were able to run out of her system. And she was letting me know that she felt the pressure come up off of her chest, out from around her heart. Okay, so that is a good sign that this generational curse has been, there for a while, because it's causing internal problems when it has been there for a long time, that it has gone from the grandmother to the mother to the third generation, to the daughter. So when we are cleansing these types of negative energy, and I'm just looking at someone pulling a barbecue grill up the street, but I'm gonna get some barbecue, or I'm gonna make me some. So so this client, we removed a lot of toxic. I did a prayer chat with her, a prayer line with her, and I prayed special prayers over her. And while we were on this chat, this client had to go to the bathroom 3 times. She went to the bathroom 3 times. The first 2 times she was, using the bathroom, dark colored, after this internal cleansing, it was dark, and then it turned yellow. And a lot of the fecal matter, the negative energy was removed through the bowels. There was a lot of gas. So when you're having these types of problems, this buildup, she had this stinging feeling in her shoulder, in her left shoulder. She had a lot of buildup around her heart, a lot of fluid around her heart. So we are able to remove those blockages that someone was trying to, attack her heart, someone, generational curses. And we don't know how long this has been going on, but we had the grandmother pass at 85. We had the mother, passed at 67, almost 70 years. And these are the types of understanding that we are, when we're seeing what we're seeing, we want to cleanse that negative energy. You're not crazy. You're seeing a pattern happen in the same way over and over. We're going to disrupt that pattern. So that stinging, in her leg that she was feeling, that pressure she was feeling around her heart, that stinging that she was feeling in her shoulder area, those were attacks that had been sent in. That's poison that had to be removed. When we have been working on your case and you feel that buildup in your leg or on your left side in your shoulder, that means that negative energy is a blockage in your life. It has been a blockage that you have identified, and it has to be removed. And she has been able to remove a lot of this negative energy out of her body. I've had other people that I have been cleansing internally, say that they had to vomit up that negative energy of the blockage that someone had sent to their finances. So when you're dealing with these types of blockages in your life, when you're dealing with these types of people who have been sending negative energy and they're unknown, you do not know them, then this type of cleanse is the best way to go internally and externally, because we don't know if you have eaten this type of negative energy or you have, someone has laid tricks. You have walked over this type of negative energy. This client is feeling a lot better. She is feeling the relief with the gift that I have acclimated. And, the person, whoever has done this, whether they are in her family or whether they are a close friend, relative, a sibling, whoever it is, whatever the title may be for this person, then that higher spirit that has been removed from her internally, it has to be returned to sender. So now we're moving to, the space. We're moving to, the external. We're cleansing the feet. We're cleansing the legs. And the first thing that I was able to see, once I started working with her, hold on, we gotta let this truck pass. Once I was able to see her feet, I was able to see her legs. And the first thing that I was able to understand is that most likely the negative came in through her feet. The negative energy entered because, all of her toes are yellow. All of the toenails on her toes are thick and yellow, and it really hurts for her to touch them. So these are some again, that you will experience when you are dealing with a negative entity that has been attached to your family, generational curses. You will have, again, problems with your feet, scales on the feet and the legs. You will have problems standing, walking. So this is what we are cleansing today. I did a foot bath, an external foot bath, and I sent her also a bath, so that she can take a bath and wash herself from head to toe to remove any kind of negative energy from her life that has been attacking her, that has been sent to her through her feet, that has been sent through the air. We're cleansing the air. We're cleansing the space. Okay, I've recommended to her that a lot of the old things that she has had, to get rid of old shoes. And, if any other types of shoes that she has to go and buy, she needs to get in touch with me so we can dress her shoes, and so that anything else, that it can be cleansed and it will not enter in through her feet. Okay, it cannot reattach itself through her feet. So it has been a very successful cleanse for this client that we have removed a lot of the stagnation out of her life, that poison that was coming through her feet, that maybe somebody had fed her over time, and a lot of the yellowish poison came out through her bowels. A lot of gas was coming around, coming off of her. And you guys, you got to be very weary of, when you're having these types of problems where you have a lot of gas, a lot of bloating around your heart. You have, a lot of gas where you have to take some gas eggs in order to remove those types of blockages, because that could be someone sending the black matter, using different types of black magic and attaching black matter, the evil eye, to your health. So when you're having these types of issues with the bloating, a lot of gas in your system, especially for you ladies, especially for you men that do not cleanse yourself out on a regular basis. So let me make sure I give you something that's all natural, to cleanse yourself out. You want to use the spinach. Spinach is a good way in order to remove negative energy. You want to use apple juice. Apple juice is a very good way to remove negative energy. Grapefruit juice. I like the pink grapefruit juice. It can remove negative energy internally. A lot of the bloating, a lot of the gas that is, settling in your left shoulder, in your back. You're going to have to be able to remove that. And when you have something that is a little bit more aggressive for you, then I prescribe the prune juice and prune juice smoothies that I make for you guys. So, I can give you that recipe once you reach out to me and book your consultation. If you're having blockages, your system, your bowels, it is representing the blockages that are in your life. When your blockages, your bowels are hard, when you're having problems with IBS, and I think that I've had this problem with you, talk to you about these problems. There are some people who can drink milk, and I want to give you as many as I can. You can drink milk. You can drink hot milk, and it will cleanse your system out because you're lactose intolerant. For those of you who can cleanse your system out in that way. So when you're having this type of bloating and a lot of gas on you, you want to cleanse yourself out of anything that is negative, that may be stagnant, creating that gas, anything that's creating that blockages that is stuck inside your colon, your system. You want to be able to remove all of those types of negative backups in your system to release that negative attack and cleanse yourself from any kind of negative attack. And you can reach out to me and book a session, book a consultation, so that we can stop these blockages that have been in your bowels, in your life, and representing the blockages to your generations as well. Because that's one of the first things that stuck out to me, that she's always having, constipation, blockages. And so, when we started removing those blockages, whatever was backing her up, causing those blockages, it came out all yellow. And we know that to be poison, that someone was sending, black magic, voodoo, or using some type of manipulation, to her generation or to her life. And I hope that you have received this message. You can reach out to me for different types of internal cleanses and book your consultations so that I can acclimate a gift to your situation. Like, share, and subscribe to me. Donate to me so that I can also do divinations. When I do divinations for my people, cleansing divinations, cleansing, healing divinations, please make sure that you're donating. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.